So we are finally here at the Acting Awards, the awards that most people care about. We're starting off with Best Supporting Actress, and the nominees are Patricia Arquette as Olivia Evans in Boyhood, Laura Dern as Bobby Gray in Wild, Keira Knightley as Joan Clark in The Imitation Game, Emma Stone as Sam Thompson in Birdman, and Meryl Streep as the witch from Into the Woods. Now, this is actually kind of a weird list because I'm honestly not that impressed with most of these nominees. But when I try to think of who I could replace them with, I can't think of anybody either. So I think like 2014 was kind of like not that great for supporting actresses in my opinion. But this is the list we have, and at fifth place, I'm going to put the most nominated woman on the planet, Meryl Streep. And if you watch my review for Into the Woods, you'll know that I actually do think she did a good job in this movie. I mean, Meryl Streep really knows how to throw herself into roles. She knows how to strip her personality away and really just be her character. And she does the same here. She plays the craziness and the sadness of the witch very, very well. She also sings very well. We also knew that from Mamma Mia. I know that Mamma Mia and both Into the Woods, I think, were both pretty much dubbed the entire time. But she makes you believe that she sings well. However, while the witch is the catalyst for the events of Into the Woods, she's ultimately such a tiny part of the movie that you do end up forgetting about her a lot. She has like one song really that she sings. It's very good, but there's so much happening in the movie that you do honestly kind of forget about her, in my opinion. And I know it's blasphemy to say this, but you could have cast anybody into this role, and I think the effect would have been generally the same. At fourth place, I'm going to put Laura Dern. And if you watch my review for Wild, also I commended Laura Dern's performance. Also, there's something about how she plays Bobby Gray. She has this very persistent optimism about her. That's not one-sided. She's not just ignorantly happy. She's aware of the difficulties that are happening in her family. She's also trying to study while working at the same time. But she still chooses happiness, and she makes it come across as believable. She's a very good counterpoint to Reese Witherspoon's portrayal of Cheryl Strayed, who's very broken. However, my issues with Laura Dern's performance here are the same as Meryl Streep's, in that she also ultimately doesn't really show up that much in Wild for me to really to be impacted enough by her. And so I don't really consider her Oscar worthy in that regard. And to me, this is also a role that could have been played by anybody. And that's not, when I say that, it's not to downplay casting, because for me, it's just that a great actress, especially like an Oscar-nominated actress, should be able to take any role that might seem generic at first, and like really put personality into it and really make that role their own. So you can't imagine that role being played by anybody else. And I think that Laura Dern, while she was good, didn't necessarily make it, completely unique. At third place, I'm gonna put Keira Knightley. And what's great about Keira Knightley's performance here is that you can tell that the woman she plays, Joan Clark, is a woman with many, many sides, and I think Knightley makes good use of her like innocent look that we've seen in other movies to really kind of sell the fact that she has an unexpected talent behind her. Even Alan Turing thinks she's just a woman, quote unquote. But this is, in my opinion, one of Knightley's best performances because of how she juggles everything Clark is about while keeping a strong spirit all throughout. Like and it's kind of nuanced the way she does it also, which is impressive. However, the role itself does not demand that much nuance and subtlety. That might be because of the writing. So I wasn't necessarily as impressed with Keira Knightley here as a lot of other people were. Again, I do feel like it is a role that anybody could have played, but I am happy that she was really good in it. At second place, I'm going to put Emma Stone. And like I mentioned before, I feel like Emma Stone was nominated here almost solely because of her scene where she shouts at her dad. And that scene really is impressive because of how it is just one shot. And Emma Stone never kind of lets her anger, her seething anger, drop. Like she just, rails at him for a good, like, minute or 2 minutes, and then slowly when she stops, you see the regret creep in her face, and it's really impressive. But for me, there's more to her performance than just that. Like you can see her all throughout this movie. You can tell, like just by the way she carries herself, that she's reluctant to help out her dad in this production, and it's great how she was able to make it come across without words. And next to Regan and Mike, I think she really spends the most time on screen, and she manages to convey like this whole history with her father just through small expressions and gestures. But at first place, I'm going to put Patricia Arquette, and Patricia Arquette in Boyhood I thought was fantastic because she really like portrayed this mother like in a really amazing way, in that she really kind of dodged every single movie mother cliche that I was thinking of. Because the way she portrays Olivia Evans in this movie is that this mother figure, like her children are not the main like priority in her life. I got that from another YouTube video. I might link it down below. But it really is true, you know. Like she has other interests in her life and whatnot, and I think Patricia Arquette shows that she does care about her children. It's just that there's so much else going on in her head. There's so much else she wants to do, and she really portrays her as an extremely strong female character in that she's very emotionally developed, with real motivations and relationships with the other characters. And I just want to point out that when I say strong female character, I don't mean like physically strong. Like a lot of people have that misconception that the right of strong female character, you need someone who's like a superhero or a femme fatale. No, you don't need that. For me, what you need is just genuine emotion. And I think Patricia Arquette really makes Olivia unexpectedly very memorable and nuanced, and you can really see it in the very last scene she's in, where it's just absolutely crushing, but it's such an honest portrayal. So for me, that she's a really good example of making a character her own. And as for who I think would win the Oscar, I was going to also give it to Patricia Arquette because she had been winning everything at that point, and I was very happy she got it. Also, it's the only award Boyhood won that night. I'm happy it was her. Alright, so those are my thoughts on the Best Supporting Actress category for this year's Oscars. Who do you think should have won? What do you think about Patricia Arquette winning? Whatever you thought, whether you agree with me or not, please leave me a comment. Let's have a conversation.